We're looking at figure 12.2 on page 231 of your textbook. I'm going to start by drawing a marginal abatement cost curve. So my vertical axis is called cost. You can put a little dollar sign there. Put it 0 to show the origin, and then over here I'm going to write emissions on my horizontal axis. Let's make it capital letter E. Now my marginal abatement cost curve we know looks something like this. Marginal abatement cost curve. And if I put a marginal damage curve in here, I know that my efficient level of emissions, I'm going to write E for equilibrium, is at capital E star. This is where my marginal abatement cost is equal to my marginal damages. This is where the cost to society is minimized, and therefore it's my social efficient level of emissions. Now over here we call it E max, or I'm going to call it E max. That's the maximum amount a company would like to emit if it was free to emit this particular pollutant. So that's the amount they would like to emit if there weren't any costs involved. But now we want to reduce their emissions to the social level E star. Why? Because currently damages to society is this whole area over here. Total damages is shown by this yellow area over here. So total area is given here by the area below the marginal damage curve at E max. So we would like them to emit less. And if I emit less from E max towards E star, then the damages decreases by this amount. So the damages decreases to only this area that's now colored in yellow. But the company has a certain cost now. Now they have to pay a certain amount of money in order to reduce from E max to E star. So the area under the marginal abatement cost curve gives us the total abatement cost. I'm going to write in here, the yellow area gives me my total damages. The blue area gives me my total abatement cost. So if we get them to reduce their maximum emissions to E star, and we do it with a charge, meaning we tell them we want you to pay for every amount you emit. So even if we are at an efficient level, we would like you to pay amount T star, a type of a tax for everything you emit. Now these damages, although the yellow area, the tax we receive is this pink area. Why? Because it's the tax rate times the emissions. Now can you see the amount we get from the company from taxes is more than the damages to society. So there's actually it's not necessarily fair towards the company because they pay more than the damage they cause. So the red shows us the damages, and the pink shows us the tax they pay more than the damages. So there's solutions to this. We can say, for example, let's make emission level, I'm just going to make a line through here, E1. Everything up to E1, so if you emit from 0 to E1, it's not taxable, it's tax-free. You only start paying tax from E1. So if you are currently at the social efficient level of E star, it means, if we just take all the stuff away, it means you only pay taxes for this area over here. So it's a bit better, you don't pay for more than you actually damage. Now to a company this might not be very different, because the blue area we pay by implementing new technologies which cleans up the emissions we we caused, and the yellow area we pay a type of a tax, or rather a type of a charge. Call it a charge. So for the company, there's both costs they have to make, so there's not a lot of difference between the two. But to society, this is very different, because the charge is something that ultimately comes to them in the form of tax revenue, and that can be used to by the government to be spent on other services and stuff that's an advantage to the society. So this is just the idea of an efficient emission charge. You should be able to draw this, and you should be able to explain it.